Now a light sketch called the 6 o'clock News with Chris Shelton, Kevin McGowen, and Kevin Thompson.
6 o'clock News, take 5.
Good evening. This is Chet O'Brien with the 6 o'clock casualty report, written and produced by Scott Linker. Our top story today, this grunted man kills 200 of his co-workers. Frank Taylor was fired from his job 5 days earlier at the Bayonne Hardware and Industrial Supply Company for allegedly chasing a visiting Cub Scout troop around the factory with a company's staple gun. Today, he returned to work to pick up his paycheck and to kill as many of his co-workers as time on the day shift would allow. At 8:30, he punched in and began firing on faculty employees. At 12:30, he clocked out for lunch, and at 1:05, he resumed firing. Our TV cameras arrived at 1:30, followed several minutes later by the police force, the fire department, and the right guard. At 2:30 p.m., the governor was awakened. He arrived at 3:30 a.m. and managed to subdue the perpetrator by offering him several six-packs of beer and a copy of Mein Kampf. The 12-hour-long tragedy finally came to an end after several six-packs and intermittent firing when Taylor burped, setting off several explosives he had with him. Family and friends were interviewed. One close, intimate neighbor who wished her name not to be disclosed said he could always borrow a cup of sugar from him. His close and intimate pet dog, who also wished his name not to be disclosed, said he stayed around the house pretty much rough. The FBI, who had him under surveillance for the last 10 years, said he could sometimes be seen digging up flowers and torturing butterflies. He rarely left home except for monthly meetings of the American Nazi Party. Rights to his biography and movie have already been sold. Vince Piper was picked up today on a charge of reckless endangerment and harassment for allegedly threatening a man with an 8-foot snake. The snake is being held for possession of a dangerous venom. New shipment of oil arrived today as oil barge opens on river. Environmentalists are seeking an injunction to bar the current from moving toward shore. Man selected governor to begin term in prison. In his campaign, he had promised to clean up a crime-ravaged city. His opponents say his sentence is a step in the right direction. And now for the weather. You can see on our charts the weather. Yeah, I've kind of messed up today's weather forecast, so we'll move right along to the extended forecast. Tuesday, we are expecting temperatures from 60 to 90 degrees, depending on if the sun comes out. Wednesday, 50% chance of rain, depending on if the sun comes out. Thursday, partly cloudy. Friday, partly sunny. Saturday, no chance of rain. Flood warnings are in effect. Sunday, we will have a tornado watch, followed by tornado warnings on Monday. This should give our ratings a boost and help promote me to a better paying station. Okay, now for the sports. 8 were killed in an exciting hockey game last night. The survivors will be suspended for 3 days. The next game is scheduled in 1 week. The Boston Celtics today signed Andre the Giant to a 2-year contract. The New York Knicks responded by signing Herman Munster.
Wait a minute. This is what I've been talking about, Chet. We live in a heightened society.
And now for another special report entitled One Man's Stupid Opinion.
Chet, take basketball, for instance. They deliberately place the nets so they are people who are 7 feet tall need a movable ladder. And what self-respecting criminal worth his weight in stolen goods would fear a cop shorter than him? Though a bloody kneecap might change his mind. And why do they call it tall, darkened heads? Why not small, darkened heads? And why do the big movie stars get to work in film while the smaller ones are in TV? These are but a few of the manifestations of the highest attitude. And they will not last. The short people with the aid of this chair, this table, and maybe elevator shoes are ready to stand up. We are issuing the following ultimatum. 1, to begin with, shorter working hours. Yeah! 2, basketball nets lowered to a regulation 2 feet. Let you guys bend over. Yeah! 3, elimination of high heel shoes on anybody going over 5 feet 11 inches. Yeah! Yeah! Death sentence for the Jolly Green Giant, who was only jolly because he's looking down on all the rest of us. To keep with our policy, the list is a small one.
Well, good, because that's all we have time
if these demands are not met, we will immigrate in mass numbers
Thank you
to
very
Japan
much.
and Europe. where the average height does not exceed 5 feet 6 inches. We don't leave all you guys to do all the better. Who's gonna get out of here when you get this?
Get out of here already.
Sorry.
I gotta do some news.
It's a small world.
Scheduled for tomorrow. Oh, they're expected to reopen tomorrow night. Plan to get there a little bit later. Mass transit ballots expected tomorrow, so do what I do, stay home. Well, that's all we have time for this evening, so stay tuned until 11 p.m. when we will rerun this entire newscast in its entirety. So until tomorrow, this is Chet O'Brien, hoping all news is bad news, and good night.